All right, today we're going to try and decode the mind of Leonardo da Vinci. But here's the thing. This isn't about some magical, out-of-reach gift he was born with. We're going to uncover a practical blueprint, a set of habits and mindsets that you can actually start using. So let's crack open his notebook and see what we can learn. So right out of the gate, I want you to just let that sink in for a second. This wasn't for some medical textbook. This was an artist who was so incredibly curious that he needed to understand something as simple as a smile. I mean, this one fact tells you almost everything you need to know about his approach. It was never, ever about just painting what he saw. It was about understanding it from the inside out. So what on earth would drive someone to do that? Well, the answer is the first secret to his genius. This relentless, almost obsessive curiosity. It really is the key that unlocks his entire way of thinking. 30. Just think about the commitment behind that number. This wasn't just a casual interest. No, this was a systematic, probably pretty gruesome, investigation into how muscle and bone and nerves all work together to create a single human expression. And, this brings us to the big question of this whole explainer. It's so easy to look at a guy like Da Vinci and just slap the label genius on him, right? To assume it was just a gift from the heavens. But what if it wasn't? What if it was all about a deliberate, practiced mindset, a way of looking at the world that he worked on, day in and day out? And that leads us right to the absolute core of his mindset. It was this radical shift in perspective that powered everything he did, from his art to his wild inventions. This right here, this is the master key. I mean, for most of us, the world is carved up into these neat little boxes, Science is over here, art is over there, engineering is in its own little corner. But for Leonardo, those boxes just didn't exist. He saw the world as one giant, interconnected system. And he didn't just think this way, he actually lived it. So studying how a bird flies, that wasn't just biology to him, that was R&D for a flying machine. Figuring out how light bounces off a curved surface, that wasn't just physics, that was the secret to making a portrait feel like it could breathe. To him, they were all just different ways of describing the exact same reality. So, the big question is, how do we start building this kind of mindset for ourselves? Well, the first habit is all about changing the way we observe the world. Da Vinci was convinced that we all look, but very, very few of us actually see. See, looking is passive. You just glance at a tree. But seeing? Oh, that's active. It's analytical. It means you look at that same tree and you ask, why do the branches grow in that weird pattern? Or why are the leaves on this side a totally different shade of green? He would even play these little observation games, like trying to memorize the faces of strangers in a crowd, just to sharpen his ability to deconstruct reality with his own eyes and to question every single thing he thought he knew. Okay, so the second habit, it's going to sound completely backwards in our hyper-productive world. It's the art of strategic procrastination. It's about learning to embrace boredom. This is such a powerful idea, and it's so underrated today. Leonardo was famous for just staring at a wall for hours, or for walking away from a painting for weeks at a time. Now, he wasn't being lazy. He understood that our brains need unstructured time. And what's wild is that modern science actually has a name for this now. Creative incubation. While you're out on a walk or taking a shower or just zoning out and staring out the window, your subconscious is working overtime. It's connecting all those dots you've been so busy observing. That downtime isn't wasted time. It's actually when the magic happens. Okay, so let's pull all this together. We've looked at his core philosophy and some of his daily habits. Now let's turn it into a practical framework that you can literally start using today. And if you take away only one thing, let it be this. We have to stop thinking of genius like it's a lottery ticket that you either have or you don't. Think of it like a muscle. It's a process, a series of deliberate actions that, if you practice them consistently, can completely change how you think and create. So here it is, your blueprint. Number 1, always assume there's a connection. Just start asking questions. How does my job in finance relate to biology? How is this recipe kind of like a chemical formula? Number 2, practice deep observation. Turn that passive looking into active, curious seeing. And number 3, schedule boredom. I'm serious. Put your phone away and give your subconscious the quiet space it needs to get to work. And what powered all of this for him was his physical fitness. He really understood that a sharp mind needs a healthy body.
In the end, Da Vinci's true legacy isn't just his paintings or his notebooks. It's the example he set for how to live a life of just boundless curiosity. He showed us that the world is so much more interesting than we usually give it credit for. So the only question left is, what hidden connections are out there, just waiting for you to find them?